Happy full moon. Yes, in Cancer. Yes. Hey, everyone. I am Ivana Mira Lizondo, in case you haven't seen my videos before. I like to do impromptu videos. My camera is not the best. My speakers are not the best. The lighting is not the best. I'm not a professional video maker, but I do like to share information as it comes through when I'm inspired by spirit to do so, especially about astrology and witchy stuff. Right, so thank you for watching the video. Not the best quality, but I do the best that I can to try to interpret the astrology for you. If you're not into astrology, or if you're just learning in a very simple, kind of foundational type of way. So I try not to use a lot of the technical terms. I introduce them, but I try not to confuse y'all with technical terms. And, astrology is a language of its own, and it can be rather challenging to understand. So I really am trying to simplify it for you. I hope I'm doing a semi-decent good job. All right, so the reason I'm here today is because we have a full moon in Cancer today on 12/29 of the year we shall not name ever again. And it's really a way of, kind of ending the year with a bang, as I said in one of my previous videos. And so I just want to give you an opportunity to kind of get an idea of what's going on with the astrology. So I am going to share my screen. See, I have Mercury on my midheaven. Like, it's way at the top part of the chart and is in complete retrograde, which means that I have trouble getting words out, or I have to do some pause. That's my natural tendency. Or I flip-flop very quickly from subject to subject. For example, I just did that, right? And as I'm looking at my camera, I'm looking at these stack of books. I hope some of y'all have stack of books randomly placed throughout the house, because I literally have them everywhere. Okay, let me show you the astrology of for the full moon. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, and how am I going to? There we go. Okay, I'm not a very techie gal, as you can tell, but I do the best that I can. Actually, technology and me, we just ugh. Okay. All right. So here you should, have the astrological chart for today. Okay, today's Tuesday, 12/29 of the year we shall not name ever again. I know it gets old after a while, but I'm really sticking to that. Okay, so here we have the full moon. Okay, here's the sun in Capricorn, and here we have the full moon in Cancer. Okay, so there's Cancer and there's Capricorn. So the sun is in this hardcore, earth sign. It gets things done. Capricorn, anything about Capricorn, if we know anything about them, we know that we get things done, okay, no matter what. So the sun is in the space right now, and Cancer is in the opposite side. It's in the water sign. It's in Cancer. It's fluid, it's emotional, it's really described by the tides of the ocean. So your emotions go in, your emotions flare out, you go in and go out. So, that's why I said Cancerians sometimes can be a little bit moody, okay, but we love them anyways. Okay. Well, what does this mean for you today? Okay, let me show you something else here. So Mercury, okay, is really close to the sun. So we want to include Mercury in this particular full moon. Now, we're not going to focus on any of this. It's still in the backdrop. I did a quick video on this a few days ago where, this is kind of the theme of 2020. And oh God, I did it again. The theme of 2021. Okay. And I don't want to focus on that, because that's, a little bit more difficult energy to deal with. What I really want to focus on is the full moon in Cancer, and how we can take Mercury and the sun from Capricorn and apply it to, that part of our life. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm just going to give you a quick idea. So you saw where Cancer is, right? The full moon in Cancer, it is the most reflective moon of the zodiac. Cancer has the ability to self-reflect. In a positive way, it self-reflects and it becomes better, and it allows its emotions to flow. In a not so higher expression of it, it tends to dig in and ends up in the crab shell, so to speak, and it has a hard time managing those emotions. And when Cancer feels overwhelmed with emotions, instinctively what it's going to do is it's going to want to go inside, okay, in its shell. That's great, but it's also really about pulling yourself out of that shell, okay? So the full moon tonight is super reflective. And isn't that appropriate for the end of 2020? Like, this is a great time to reflect. Now, I don't by any means suggest that you reflect and throughout of, what happened throughout the year. All of us got run over by the bus in one way or another. There were some really difficult, challenging times that we all had to face individually and collectively. There was so much going on in this year. So it's not about reflecting so much on everything that's happened and then sitting with those emotions. That's not at all what I'm referring to. Reflection is about taking a step back and looking, observing at your experience this last year, right? What happened? But from a non-detached sort of way. You're really trying to gain self-reflection. You're trying to see where you really showed your strengths and where, those areas of opportunity might have shown up and maybe you missed them, or maybe now is a good time to go back and reflect on what you could have done, better, how you could have reached out, how you could have taken care of yourself. And again, or you could have just said, yeah, good job. I did really great during this year, even though the dark night of the soul hit me over and over and over and over and over again, right? So that's what the Cancer full moon is really about. Full moons are about release. And so if we focus on this full moon about what it is that we need to release after the self-reflection, what doesn't suit us anymore? What is it that any habits that we've created throughout this year, either their cognitive habits, emotional habits, physical habits, spiritual habits that don't necessarily, reflect the better part of who we are, maybe it's time that we release them. And so a really good release ceremony for this last full moon of 2020, it's literally writing those things down. It's super simple. You can write them down, grab a sheet of paper, write them down, and take some time to reflect. And then you can take some sea salt and just sprinkle it on top of your paper, fold your paper up. I would prefer folding by threes because it's a witch thing, right? 3, 3, 3, and then 3, 3, 3. And I end up with a small little square. And you can tie, Mercury in the retrograde does this, okay? It's not retrograde now, it's in retrograde in my chart. But anyhow, so I take some twine. Twine is about binding, okay? I take some twine and I bind, everything that's on that paper, so it's no longer intentionally affecting me. I'm purposefully scooping it up, wrapping it up. And then if you'd like, if you're a fire kind of person, what you would like to do is in a safe, fireproof bowl, cauldron, preferably, okay? You can set it on fire and just release it. Fire is about transforming and transmuting, right? We have, paper, twine, we set it on fire, it turns to ashes. So it's literally about burning away, transmuting, transforming all of those things that happened in 2020 that, I said it again. Anyways, it's about releasing everything that happened, okay, in 2020, and really just taking a look at where you want to step forward into 2021. So again, this is really just a perfect full moon to end the year with, super reflective, super, emotional. Cancer is the home sign for the moon. So the moon is very comfortable in Cancer. It is super strong in Cancer. Around this time, during the full moons, we start to see, emotions flare up. Well, we're probably going to see that a little bit more. And it may be more sensitive emotions. Like, for example, I got my feelings but hurt on the drive home just a few minutes ago because Alex Sophia said something to me and I was like, oh, and it just, okay, super sensitive. I got myself together after a little bit of meditation, but that kind of thing may happen as well today. So that's okay. There's some sensitivity and leaving this year behind. Anyhow, if you'd like to know more about astrology in your chart or collectively, or just some witchy stuff, right? Go ahead and visit me at spiritualessence.com. That's spiritual-essence.com. Reach out to me on Facebook. You're more than welcome to message me. YouTube, Instagram. Okay, so anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful new full moon, a wonderful full moon in Cancer tonight, and take the time to release. All right, Al, blessed be.